Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel with David Schwartz, Ripple's CTO and a co-creator of the XRP cryptocurrency. Ledger also confirmed 10 issues with XRP that the XRP community should fix. One member of the XRP community came up with the list of 10 items. And a few other notes. Some of these things are still relevant enough in 2023 to warrant being stated explicitly. But I'm relieved to hear them being said. Look around, our community is big and full of life. And I've found that there are some viewpoints that veer a little too far out there, if I may use such a diplomatic expression. And David Schwartz is sort of clarifying things, just by confirming, yep, all of this is actually true, in a single sentence. So, allow me to run through a few of them. I don't think it's necessary to reiterate that for each and every item on this list. However, there are a few items on the list that I'd like to elaborate on more than others. Then there's this other story that has nothing to do with the first. I'll save this comment for the video's conclusion. That was utterly fascinating to me. Having this discussion was important to me. Markets Insider has the story. Since 2018, every Mac has included a Bitcoin manifesto hidden by Apple. According to one tech blogger who stumbled upon it by chance. You're absolutely right. In the headline, we're referring to the Bitcoin white paper, but Apple, one of the largest companies in the world, actually included something called a Bitcoin manifesto. Since 2018, Apple has included it in every Mac they've made. This is exactly what the news is reporting. That's an intriguing fact. But before I go any further, I should clarify that I have zero experience in the financial sector. I am not giving any kind of financial guidance. Also, you know that you shouldn't act on any of my recommendations to buy or sell. I'm just a fan who occasionally posts videos to YouTube about crypto-related subjects for kicks. Here's a new one from the world of crypto. Ripple CTO confirms the top 10 mistakes the XRP community has been making. A member of the XRP community has highlighted 10 points to clear up common misunderstandings about the sixth largest cryptocurrency and the blockchain technology it is built on. Ledger for XRP. On Twitter yesterday, Sir Clown Sniper challenged Ripple's current CTO, David Schwartz, and former director, Matt Hamilton, to find fault with any of the 10 points in the tweet's headline. I also want to point out that I read through the comments on this bad boy. It's inevitable that some people would become rude and sassy. Once again, the guy using the moniker Sir Clown Sniper is spot on with the 10 points I'm about to go over. And there are those who still choose to deny it. Sapphire and rudeness in doing so is what we're experiencing, and I've been resisting, so much of this nonsense for well over 5 years now. It fascinates me that these issues are still relevant enough to warrant discussion. Let's examine it, then. We're still at peace. The user started off by pointing out that XRP was not tied to anything like gold, silver, etc. He made this claim in response to rumors that XRP might be backed by gold. You may remember that in February, Hamilton tweeted his dismissal of the rumors. And so on February 25th, ex-Ripple employee Matt Hamilton wrote in saying that while companies have been able to back their XAU tokens with gold for the past decade, XRP itself cannot be backed with gold. It astounds me, therefore, that this must be stated once again. However, I mentioned something similar to this a week or so ago. On March 25th, I sent out the following tweet. Because this idea has been ridiculed for so long, I included a screenshot from the Gallon Trump blog. Here is a short excerpt of the piece, read on if you're interested. If they wanted to increase the value of XRP, they could back it with gold. This ongoing memes perplexity stems from people's inability to grasp the distinction between two distinct categories of assets. First, paper money, coupons, bearer bonds, etc. are all examples of backed assets. A coin whose value is backed by something else has that value guaranteed by an outside source. For example, a coin whose value is tied to the price of gold has its value tied to the value of gold. The center is essentially a voucher redeemable for a certain amount of gold. That's right, folks. Backed assets are the first type of asset, and unbacked assets are the second. The second possibility is that it has an intrinsic value. Self-valued assets include things like gold, platinum, Bitcoin, and XRP. A coin that values itself has no basis in reality. It has value just because it exists. It performs the role of an asset directly. It's not a discount voucher, rather, its cost is established by market demand. It should be obvious that a coin cannot be both backed and self-valued. If that's not the case, then consider this alternative. It is up to the seller to set the price of an item being sold. What does it mean if it is backed by gold worth $5 but only has a value of 25 cents in itself? What is its value, exactly? Correct, it must be either backed or self-valued. It cannot have a value of 25 cents and a value of $5 at the same time. Yeah. For some reason, this has always driven me completely crazy. Because I can't imagine a scenario in which having it backed by gold would be desirable. You want XRP to be worth what gold is because the potential for huge profits is a major draw to the cryptocurrency market. In the past, investors have seen returns of hundreds of percent, and even thousands. The reason being that the statement is illogical. If you want XRP to be backed by something, you'll have to make it impossible for people to buy and sell it on open markets. This is because XRP value comes from its own intrinsic qualities, which is why its current open market price of 57 cents is justified. People all over the world are engaging in speculative buying and selling with one another, which is the root cause. You can have what amounts to a coupon if you want to get rid of that. Then, it's worth nothing more than the value of the underlying asset, such as gold. Does that interest you at all? Also, enjoyable and positive? The answer, of course, was no. For the simple reason that a kook lives on the moon and watches the Family Sedan channel. How can we still be having this conversation in 2020? Simply put, it blows my mind. However, the discussion of this item is necessary. Second, as Sir Cloud Sniper pointed out, XRP cannot transform into a stable coin like us by magic. In fact, I duplicated that phrase. Not everyone agrees, but one wallet lead developer came up with two hypothetical uses for XRP as a stable coin that have gained widespread support. It's worth noting that, on their face, win proposals seem impossible. I'll read them out loud so you know he was trying to avoid ambiguity. They are currently visible on your screen. But he isn't saying that this is the exact course of events either. Nor is it because, hey, look, here's another one. How do you think this would literally unfold you if it's going to be worth like, why? A stable coin is worth $1, but why? Reason being, everybody gets it. You know what I mean. Sometimes we don't have enough evidence to back up this promise. However, someone has gone and made this brand new thing. They present a stable coin and announce its existence. Its value is $1. $1 is attached to each of these. $1 is backing it up. This gives people out there hope that the effort will be worthwhile. Therefore, the price of USDT or USDC rarely deviates too far from $1 barring extreme market conditions such as widespread panic. Is there any support for it? Was I duped? You've seen it all before, I know. That explains why it occurs. So unless you think that XRP will suddenly become backed by something instead of self-valued, and then everyone will agree, saying, oh, yes, it's worth whatever is backing it, whether it's something insane like the U.S. dollar, imagine that. Then one XRP will always be worth $1. I can't fathom why anyone would want that. Many, however, mistakenly believe that it can be all of these things simultaneously. And it's all just gobbledygook, which is a great word to use in conversation. Give it a shot today. You can expect to have fun. And yet, we have this to say. The only way that could work is if every XRP holder decided unanimously that they would not sell unless the price reached a certain fiat equivalent, which is obviously impossible given the vast number of exchanges, the decentralized nature of the market, etc. That's exactly right, because you'll never be able to make that happen. However, you have only recently grasped the idea of intrinsic value versus backed asset. The only hypothetical way, he continues, would be for businesses and individuals to begin charging a fixed amount of XRP for goods and services. This, of course, would require that all suppliers and their employees adopt this practice. This will never occur. That's not going to happen, that's for sure. Even if you take into account what he just mentioned, XRP is still not a stable coin because it is just going to use and experiment with all those things as a unit of account and medium of exchange. And in any case, the piece progresses despite the fact that it merely traverses the remainder of it. Again, the list is right here on your screen, so I won't bother highlighting anything in particular. Coins issued using the XRP Ledger's stablecoin feature are not, despite the name, XRP. It's incredible that some people on the buyback committee still don't seem to get this. You guys heard of that before, right? The group who made that claim used a valuation model that estimated XRP to be worth $122,000. I don't think they grasp the idea at all. XRP is not the same as stablecoins issued on the XRP blockchain. Nothing that gets printed on the XRP ledger actually is XRP. It's merely symbolic. Fourthly, the XRP ledger needs power to function. As an aside, XR is similar to the fifth. I can confidently skip that one because, really, does anyone dispute that? The fifth XRP can only be found on the XRP blockchain. The alternative is an IOU, of course. As was mentioned a moment ago, the only token compatible with the XRP ledger is XRP itself. Everything else emerged later. And it's an indebtedness. These days, we refer to them as tokens. When the XRP ledger was first introduced a decade ago, however, such jargon did not yet exist. The developers settled on the term IOU because it stands in for something else, which may be something else that someone else guarantees or, alternatively, actual assets. That's supporting that, since we're creating an entirely new asset on the books right now. So it's called a promissory note. But what you might know today is that it's really just tokens that don't have to be backed by anything. I think that this is where the idea clicks for us. But even they were, and believe me when I say this, I endured the threat. And some people were arguing against that. Sorry to break it to you, but I just did the year 2023. 6. XRP is unrelated to ISO 20022 in any way. That's another one I'd like to mention and talk about for a second. You may have heard that some cryptocurrencies are ISO 20022 coins, but this is not the case. Certified to ISO requirements. Almost every sector of the global economy uses ISO standards. And you know, maybe the word would just be certified to meet specific ISO certifications. And that could make you a desirable business partner in some fields. As a result of knowing everything is being done the same way, it's possible to save time and effort. If you have these credentials, you may stand out as a more desirable vendor. This is by no means a phenomenon restricted to the financial sector. ISO certifications are a standard practice in every region. Fun fact, the range from ISO 200 to 2 has existed since 2004. Were you aware of that? Indeed, you are correct. It first appeared in the year 2004. I believe I had an answer for Ripple. Okay, got it. What you have displayed on your screen is not something I feel compelled to read. There is no Ripple, however. Ripple is this. Dated June 2020. This is an article. The ISO 200-2002 standard has been in use since 2004. Of course, it has evolved and new versions have been released. And the most recent iteration has only been out for a few weeks now. And this has to do with communication. Electronic messaging, which began in 2004 as electronic messaging for financial institutions and has since expanded to include distributed ledger technology in the realm of fintech. This whole thing began with that. Then it changes a little bit over time as the various industries change. Nobody should be shocked by that. This has nothing to do with XRP and everything to do with general practice. This concludes the discussion. There are probably people in your life right now who have told you that XRP is ISO 202 compliant or who have told you some other nonsense about how it can train a corporate. It's a great word to throw around. But that's just a bunch of hogwash. I think so. This is an illogical idea. Not one iota of sense can be made out of it. It consists of nothing else. The next one is a protocol developed internally at Ripple called Interledger that doesn't call for XRP to function. You all do realize that this is not a blockchain, right? If my recollection serves me correctly, and I could be wrong, it was to locate Thomas and Evan Schwartz a very long time ago, and the interledger protocol. Like some sort of protocol. Since there was previously no universally accepted method for interledger communication, this protocol fills that void. Since a blockchain-based ledger can use ALP to talk to a legacy finance ledger, this technology isn't limited to the crypto industry. XRP is unnecessary for this purpose. However, XRP is useful when discussing the enhancement of efficiencies, the acceleration of the velocity of money, and the necessity of bridging transactions. However, XRP is not required for the interledger protocol. To reiterate what everyone already knows about the magic number 8, no amount of money ever will pass through the XRP ledger. The crazed members of the buyback committee are to blame once again, in the sense that it's just some of the material they release. It's so badass it hurts. You can call us crazy. Totally ridiculous. Again, if you're talking about tokenizing, as Matt Hamilton pointed out, you're talking about a proposal with $122,000 XRP, assuming that everything of value in the world would be on the XRP ledger, like tanks and stuff. And of course, you're doing double counting there. Does the tank have no practical worth at all? If something has value in the real world and the XRP ledger, you have double counted. That appears to be a point they fail to grasp as well. However, the XRP ledger and network will not be used to process transactions for all of the world's currency. The good news is that the XRP ledger actually serves a purpose. Positioning of XRP is occurring, and value is being recorded on the XRP ledger. Excellent news. In addition, XRP is being promoted as a transitional currency. Everything here is excellent. No need to get into some outlandish nonsense at this point. I won't go into detail here, but point number 9 is that the United States government will not be repurchasing your XRP. This is a welcome change of pace. I mean, I burn through my channel, so I guess we do. Over the years, I've spent a great deal of time chatting about many of these and other random matters. It's good to know that there are reasonable people in the world. 10th, and finally, the Ripple network and the XRP blockchain serve separate purposes. The meaning of this sentence is obvious. I see no reason to elaborate further on that point. David Schwartz, however, rebutted that. What he just said is true, he added. Simply put, they're correct. Come on, let's finally end this. In the XRP blockchain, this is one of the original creators of XRP. He confirms that everything you said is correct. Absolutely. This is something I have been preaching for a long time. It's great to hear from him, even if it's just to add that one sentence. And so the Circulant Sniper said to David Schwartz, thanks for contributing. People think I'm flooding XRP because I'm on a mission to eradicate false information, but I assure you, I've been fighting this battle for well over 5 years now. And sometimes people are rude to me because of it. But I'm more than capable of holding my own in this fight. Okay, let's move on to the next section. I'll keep this short because the next section is merely a bonus feature added at the end of the video. However, I did find it interesting. So, once again, Apple's Bitcoin manifesto has been secretly included in every Mac sold since 2018. According to one tech blogger who stumbled upon it by chance. Andy Baio, a technologist, claims to have found a copy of Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin white paper on his Apple Mac computer by accident. Today, as I was attempting to fix my printer, I stumbled upon the fact that, as of macOS Mojave in 2018, a PDF copy of Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin white paper is included with every installation. In a blog post dated April 5, Baio claimed that he had confirmed the existence of the file named simple.pdf with more than a dozen of his friends and fellow Mac users. According to Bezos, it can be accessed by opening the terminal and typing the following command, which I will not reproduce here. But if you make an effort to look, you'll find it. And if you prefer, you can handle it on your own. He went on to say that anyone using macOS 10.14 or later would be able to simply double-click the file to open it in preview as a PDF, or that anyone testing out the BIOS instructions would find a copy of the document already installed on their computer. To what end is that included? One possible explanation is that it was left on the system accidentally after being used for testing. Simply put, they don't assume the user will go looking for it. That's not a guess of mine, but I don't fault people for trying to rule out every possibility. It's not an outlandish idea at all. Since we can't be sure of anything and it's been 5 years since we last heard anything, I'm going to hazard a guess that somebody is a huge Bitcoin fan and has been currently installing it on every Mac OS. That's who I'd invite over to have fun. Just saying. Just saying. Nobody among us can say for sure. And once again, we may or may not find out. Is Apple planning to offer a response to this issue? Avoid wasting your breath. Still, that's pretty amazing, right? Something of significance is the fact that I find the Bitcoin white paper to be very interesting. This is an important piece of history. Simple fact. Not many copies were distributed. All these Apple customers are in the dark. I simply find it fascinating. Please share your thoughts with me. I don't give advice on money matters. Nothing I say should influence any purchases you make for yourself. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.